fall off. Now they holler he'll turn, thinking I'ma sell out. Talking just to feel heard, I never listen, although they say it's strictly. Welcome to Quick Hits. I'm your host, Shannon Smith, aka Podcast Smitty. If you're new to the show, what's good? I'm Shannon. I'm a fan of sport, and Quick Hits is dropping weekly to discuss headlines in the field of sports. So if that's what you came here for, go ahead and give this video a like and get into those comments. Let's talk some sports. But most importantly, go ahead and subscribe to the Boom Broadcasting YouTube channel and go through the plethora of podcasts that we have in the field of TV and movies, sports, and sports entertainment. Now, of course, I'm a fan of sport, but I'm also a fan of podcasts, and I have two shout-outs that I want to give before we begin the show. The first one goes to Tobacco Sports Radio and my man Desmond Johnson. A little background on the YouTube channel here. They're a sports podcast. They do those sports podcasts. They do live sports broadcasts originating from the triad of North Carolina, which is Winston-Salem, Greensboro, and High Point, that area there. They cover NASCAR. They cover ACC basketball and football, high school football, basketball, and baseball, along with North Carolina A&T, the Charlotte Hornets, and the Carolina Panthers, which, of course, a cheap plug here. My podcast that I do with D. White called The Cat Cave is coming back for another season of Carolina Panthers football. This is D and I's first season together as co-hosts. We had a great time doing the live last Thursday. We're going to be hitting you with the show. I believe it'll be either Wednesday or Thursday. I think we're going to go with Thursday. I think we'll keep the same day that Ryan and I both had when we did the show. But make sure that you watch that as we cover the Carolina Panthers for this season of NFL football. And the second shout out that I have is to Hellebuyck Sports. Corey and Austin, they're two brothers. They talk all things sports. They're on Spotify, they're on Apple, they're on iHeartRadio, as well as YouTube. Make sure you give those guys a listen. Really cool fellas. I peeped them on the Answer Call podcast where Tim had his fan appreciation show. I peeped in. Towards the tail end of the show, they were talking about football. They showed love to the Cat Cave, showed love to Boom Broadcasting. I sent them the show to where they can watch it, and I appreciate the love that they gave. Thank you, Corey and Austin from Hellebuyck Sports. Make sure you watch them. And, of course, everyone that has interacted with the socials on Boom Broadcasting, thank you guys so much for your support. Jason Colenso dropped a short for the Desmond Bane trade. That was really, really cool. Looking forward to seeing everybody here on the socials and viewing the Boom Broadcasting YouTube channel. So what are we going to be talking about today? We've got a full slate of sports to talk about on this episode of Quick Hits. We've got the U.S. Open men's final in golf. We got the U.S. men's soccer team finally getting a win. We've got the NASCAR circuit going to Mexico City. We've got IndyCar and Formula One coming back after taking a week off. Had a little drama in the Formula Ones, which is going to be discussed here. We've got a new spring football champion. We've got a streaky college baseball team that's won 25 consecutive games, one game away from the College World Series in baseball. We've got KD picking the teams that he wants to go to, telling Phoenix where he would like to go. We've got Desmond Bane going to the Orlando Magic for a haul. The Memphis Grizzlies will be getting back. We've got the Rafael Devers deal from Boston to San Francisco. We've got the NHL Hart Trophy being awarded this past weekend in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Lord Stanley's Cup is going to be making a cameo in Game 6. Will it be awarded, or will it be one more game before Lord Stanley's Cup is decided? All this and more on this episode of Quick Hits. So without further ado, let's start the show. Now, one thing I failed to mention before we begin the Fan of Sports segment is notice I didn't say that the WNBA is going to be on this episode. Reason being is because the WNBA is going to be reserved for Friday. So coming up this Friday, I'll be talking all things WNBA on that episode. So stay tuned. Keep it locked here on Quick Hits, the only podcast that talks WNBA on Boom Broadcasting. So let's get into this fan of sports segment. A lot of sports going on. We'll start with golf. Congratulations to JJ Spaun for winning the 125th U.S. Open. Now, despite the rainy conditions and a not so great start, JJ Spaun birdied on the 17th hole to take the lead. He secured the victory as he knocked down a 64.5-foot birdie putt on the last hole and won his first major and, most importantly, $4.3 million on Father's Day. Congratulations, JJ. Very clutch performance. Very good job. I watched it. I loved it. It was really, really good. Got to see that ending in the celebration with his wife and his children. Oh, that's wonderful there. What a Father's Day for him. And the CONCACAF Gold Cup in soccer. It began on Sunday as the U.S. men's soccer team won 5-0 against Trinidad and Tobago. This victory snapped a 4-game losing streak for our U.S. men's soccer team. In case you're wondering, CONCACAF, that's not a sponsor. That's an acronym for the Confederation of North, Central America, and Caribbean Association Football. For people like me who aren't big followers of soccer, who just got into it this year, this is a big deal for our men's soccer team. Very good tournament. Looking forward to watching a little bit of it, seeing these teams from Central and North America competing. This is going to be fun. I look forward to it. We'll keep it locked here. Maybe might be able to speak on it. Who knows? If I got time on this fan of sports segment, I may speak on it more. But now, going into American football, we have a new spring football champion. It's been the Birmingham Stallions. When they were in the USFL, they won the first UFL Championship this past year. But the DC Defenders defeated the Michigan Panthers 58-34. DC Defenders quarterback Jordan Ta'amu accounted for a UFL record of 390 yards passing and 5 touchdowns in the 24-point win on Saturday. It was a good game. I got to watch it. I like seeing Bryce Perkins, who was the UFL MVP this year, and their running back, Toa Tawa. I love that name. It was great. They were on the losing end of the stick, sadly. And I love Joe Tessitore doing a lot of the commentary for the UFL, the primetime games that he had on there. Of course, with the championship game, he was calling it. He called the XFL championship, I believe, for the XFL division. That was fun. I like seeing that. It was really, really good. Love Joe Tessitore's commentary. But of course, the DC Defenders, one of the biggest things for me, which was really cool that I liked, is that DC Defenders head coach Shannon Harris won his first UFL championship in his first year as head coach. Now, I know that might be great for other people. It might not be. But what you have to understand is that he was the assistant head coach. The head coach of the DC Defenders, Reggie Barlow, took the Tennessee State job 6 days before the start of the UFL season, and Shannon Harris had to take that team, and they go to a championship game. So congratulations to Shannon Harris and the DC Defenders for their first UFL championship. And then we'll transition into auto racing as IndyCar made the return after a week off as the Grand Prix of Illinois took place on Sunday. Kyle Kirkwood gets win number 3 on the season. He is currently 3rd in points for the IndyCar series, and the Formula One racing made its way back into it after a week off as well, too. They came back and they were in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix on Sunday. The storyline of this race here was George Russell and Max Verstappen exchanging words over the past 2 weeks. Max Verstappen was contesting his points that he was docked and the points that were added on to his supercar license after the wreck that he had with George Russell. And George Russell pretty much said, Max Verstappen, that's what you expect from him. He's a dirty driver. Called him that in a nutshell. That's my guy. Don't talk like that, George. Come on, man. It's Max Verstappen. Don't talk about him like that. But all in the name of competition. I like it. But we didn't have to worry about that because we had a little bit more drama in there. Although George Russell won the race, he and Verstappen, they didn't go at each other. Verstappen and Red Bull are trying to contest the win that George Russell received. We'll have more of that probably next week. But it came between teammates as Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri were jockeying for fourth place, and they ended up wrecking each other in lap 66. So that was very tough seeing that happen between teammates here. The McLaren drivers, don't know if there's going to be any fallout from that, but Lando Norris flat out said, hey, my fault. He came on the radio and he told Oscar Piastri, who is the leader in points for Formula One. He went on the radio. He wanted to patch things up. Got to be a good teammate, but you got to be careful out there. Might be some fallout in the McLaren garage. Who knows? We'll see. And of course, last week in NASCAR, Denny Hamlin took the checkered flag at the Michigan International Speedway. This week, he stayed back in North Carolina as he had his fifth child. His fifth child was born. He stayed back to be with his family for that. Congratulations and happy Father's Day yet again to Denny Hamlin and family. Ryan Truex took Denny Hamlin's spot in the first international race of the modern era for NASCAR as they went to Mexico City. A race won by Shane Van Gisbergen. SVG getting his second career NASCAR victory. He led 60 of the 100 laps on the road course in Mexico City. Congratulations, SVG. We got to watch that. Me and my buddies, we got to watch that race. That was a fun race. Very good job. Very good reception. There was a little rain on that road course, but hey, that's the way it is. SVG, great win, my man. Very good job. And of course, in the College World Series in college baseball, who's going to beat Coastal Carolina? Who's going to beat these guys? 25 consecutive wins dating from the Sun Belt Championship to the NCAA tournament where they've been playing. Has been incredible for Coastal Carolina as the Chanticleers get another win. They beat Oregon State 6-2. They are one. They're in the second round of the Men's College World Series. One win away from the national championship, from playing in the national championship. We're going to see if they can do it. The Chanticleers. Congratulations, fellas. Keep it going. Keep it going. And now, going to the NBA. KD, Kevin Durant, has his preferred trade destinations, the Miami Heat, the Houston Rockets, and the San Antonio Spurs. And he looks to have a long-term deal. Where's KD going to go? This is going to be interesting as you have the San Antonio Spurs, a very good young team. Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox. Sorry about that. De'Aaron Fox. Very young team, promising team. KD could add scoring punch anywhere he goes. The Houston Rockets, a very young team as well, too, that need the scoring punch. They were outscored by the Golden State Warriors in these playoffs here as the 2 seed in the Western Conference. And also going to the Miami Heat. Bam, Tyler Hero needing that scoring punch as well, too. KD's going to be an asset wherever he goes when it comes down to scoring the basketball. But like my man Jason Colenso likes to say, he's a mercenary, points for hire. Those 3 teams, they may be where KD wants to go. But the Phoenix Suns say that they're going to do the move that's best for them. And the Phoenix Suns need it because they traded away their future trying to build this super squad, and it did not work. It was below expectation. Coach firings, not making the playoffs, injuries, things of that nature. They got to do something, and KD being shopped around may help the Phoenix Suns. And of course, Desmond Bane traded to Orlando for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Cole Anthony, 4 first-round picks and a first-round swap with the Memphis Grizz. This could definitely help the Orlando Magic. They need that scoring punch from Desmond Bane. He can take the ball up court. 41% career three-point shooter, and the three-point shot was what the Orlando Magic didn't have last season, of course, with their unfortunate injuries going on. They made a push towards the second half of the season, but it wasn't enough. But this is going to be a good move for them. But may I ask you a question here? Are the Memphis Grizzlies silently rebuilding? That's something there that we have not seen. Are they silently rebuilding? Is Ja Morant, is he going to request a trade? What are they going to do with the young pieces they have? Jackson Jr., Scottie Pippen Jr. What are they going to do with these guys? The injury to their rookie center. What are they going to do? And, of course, in Major League Baseball, Rafael Devers surprisingly being traded in June after the sweep of the Yankees in the series. Rafael Devers, there was talk of him not wanting to be in Boston after the position changed. He went from third base to DH, wanted him to play first base. He said, nah, we are not doing this. We're not doing it. But I'm going to tell you what, the Giants, very odd that the Giants make this move, because Buster Posey, who is in the front office now, he was their last big-time hitter. Rafi Devers, big-time hitter now with the Giants, 1 game out from the Dodgers. They might be trying to make moves to trying to get the division from the Dodgers. That NL West getting wild right now. The wild, wild West. Yes. Now we're going to continue it here. We're going to close out the Fan of Sports segment with the NHL, because y'all know I love hockey. Connor Hellebuyck made history this weekend. He's the only, He's the fourth goaltender in NHL history to win the Hart Trophy. 4th all time. Dominik Hasek winning it twice. Carey Price, Jose Theodore being the only goalies, along with Connor Hellebuyck. And Connor Hellebuyck's the second goalie since Carey Price to win the Vezina and the Hart Trophy combined. Now, I was wrong. I thought Leon Draisaitl was going to win it. I thought it was all Leon Draisaitl, how he carried that Edmonton Oilers team in the absence of Connor McDavid. But this is showing you right now, it looks like the NHL gives their NHL MVP in the regular season, as opposed to some other organizations. Looking at you, NBA. Possibly could be that there. Very good job, Connor Hellebuyck. Great pick. I think it was really good. I think the NHL saw this as something that could make history. So they decided now was the right time. And speaking of the NHL, Game 6 is tonight. Lord Stanley's Cup is going to be in the building, going to be in attendance tonight as the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. Game 6 in Sunrise, Florida. Could the Florida Panthers get a second consecutive cup? Could the Edmonton Oilers force a Game 7 in Old Canada? Could they do it? Now, I'm going to tell you what. Edmonton's got their back against the wall yet again, like last year, after Stuart Skinner, their goalie, getting yanked in Game 4. And they had the replacement coming in. It was rough watching that happen to Stuart Skinner as Calvin Pickard came in, had a great game. Edmonton wins it, ties it up. And then after that, the 5-2 win with the Rat, Brad Marchand, who had a better year, who was a bigger story than Mikko Rantanen, going in and having a great game, getting Florida the win against the Edmonton Oilers. My pick, I think Florida's going to do it. I've slept on Florida this whole playoff. I didn't think that they could do it. I didn't think that they could get it done. They beat out Tampa Bay. They beat out Toronto. They beat my Carolina Hurricanes. But they deserved every bit of it. They were great. Brad Marchand doing great things out there. But Leon Draisaitl saying not so fast, being Mr. Overtime, being Mr. Clutch. Could he be that for the Edmonton Oilers? I don't think so. I think Florida's going to send it home. I think they're going to get the cup tonight in Sunrise, Florida, in front of the home crowd. Yet again, these are your quick hits on this Fan of Sports Tuesday. On a Tuesday. Now, I know I'm late. I get it. But I wanted to end the show talking about Father's Day. Now, I had to work this weekend, sadly, but I hope every dad out there had a wonderful Father's Day. All the dads, the stepdads, the role models out there, the uncles out there, all those who are father figures out there. I hope you had a very wonderful Father's Day weekend, very wonderful Father's Day. Thank you so much for what you do. You don't get enough kudos, enough love as is. But hopefully that weekend was good for you. I want to spend this last part of the day, of course, starting out. I want to give props to my dad, my pops, Greg Smith. That's my man. He's one of the reasons why I love sports. We used to watch a lot of football together, his father and son. He took me to my very first football game, my very first Hornets basketball game as a kid, took me to some college games out there. I appreciate my dad for what he's done. We watched ESPN together, watched a lot of Sports Center. I love that a lot. You know, my dad did a lot of great things for me, but my love of sports comes from my dad. You know, he got me my very first sports figure, which was a Randall Cunningham figure. One of the reasons why Randall Cunningham is one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. But I appreciate my dad doing that. A lot of great stuff there. So, Dad, you peep this. Thank you so much for what you do. Love you, man. Appreciate you. But most importantly, I want to say to my guys on Boom Broadcasting, who are dads out there, my man Cody Johnson, who is a father as well, too, does a lot of the uploading. Cody does not have a show on Boom Broadcasting, but he does a lot of the uploading. He's helped me out with a lot of the reels that I've been doing. He's helped us all out. So, my man, happy Father's Day. Appreciate you helping all of us out, including myself. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to Jason Colenso out there. You know, I seen him having his son on his episodes of 3 from Deep. That's really, really cool. I commend you for that, my man. Wayne Thomas, co-host of Sideline Savants. I know you're going to chill on the podcasting for the year because of your schedule, but all your cameos, I love seeing your wonderful family, your wife and your kids. You know, it's awesome seeing you do what you do. Great stuff, my man. God bless you. Hopefully you'll make some cameos on some wrestling, talking some wrestling with us. Don't forget us too much. We ain't going to forget you, Wayne the commissioner, Wayne the model. You the man. Also, too, to Sean Lucas, the professor. WOD. It stinks. My man. Thank you for what you do. It's good seeing you and your daughter talk about wrestling, and y'all have the fun that you do with wrestling, incorporating your kids into the show. That's incredible, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my man, for being a good brother as well, too. Hopefully I'll see you in the near future. We've been talking about hooking it up there in Nash County. You're a little far out there, but I don't care. I'll take that drive, baby. So it's all right. But last but not least, Michael Davis. I know you and me are the No Kids Club. Me, you, Chris DeLuca. We're the No Kids Club, of course. But although I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan, and I never will be, but I will say this, the podcast that you do with your father, that's the coolest thing in the world. I know it's probably one of the driving forces that you had with Boom Broadcasting, doing that with your father. Big Mac, you the man. MD, it's good seeing that. I think that's really cool what you guys did. If I forgot anybody, I don't think I did on Boom Broadcasting as a dad. I don't think I forgot any of you, but hopefully I didn't. But if I did, happy Father's Day to you guys. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. I know I'm late. I'm on the late bus. That's okay. But thank you for watching Quick Hits. I'll be coming back Friday talking all things WNBA. Make sure you tune in to that show. Thank you for your time. God bless you. Check on your people. Check on everybody in your life. Enjoy the sports. Enjoy it. It's summertime. Enjoy that weather. Get out there, grill you a little something. Enjoy your time. Until then, until Friday, I'm Shannon Smith, and this is Quick Hits. Can't fall off, now they holler he'll turn, thinking I'ma sell out, talking just to feel heard. I never listen, although they say it's strictly